We are starting a new year, and I want to invite you into something I call your Year of Enoughness. Welcome to Badass Softie, a podcast for leaders who are unapologetically ambitious and want to lead with heart because you're allowed to chase big goals without losing what makes you human. I'm your host, Dr. JJ Peterson, and if you are listening to this on the day it came out, Happy New Year. This is the first time that I've been able to say to you, Happy New Year. Thanks for joining us in 2026. And if you're listening to it later, just happy day. Happy day to you, and so excited you're also here with us. And if you're anything like me, when it comes to wrapping up a year and starting a new year, a lot of times the world and voices in my head make me feel like I'm behind my goals. I'm behind on my dreams. I'm behind on whatever invisible race everyone else seems to be running. And the wild thing is that most of us did a lot this past year. We did a lot. We built businesses. We cared for families. We created things. We survived things. We kept showing up. When I look back on this past year, I did a lot. My husband and I both started businesses from scratch while getting a child ready for college. And by the way, learning how to be a scout dad. Yes, our 8-year-old is in scouts. On top of that, I launched this podcast, traveled and worked internationally, worked with multiple healthcare systems and multiple nonprofits, and I sat on the board of 2 nonprofit organizations. I supported messaging teams in law firms and investment advising companies and even a mineral lick tub company. Yes, a lick tub company. We'll tell you about it later. I helped to rebrand a bank. I supported coaching organizations. I got to see multiple national commercials on the air that I helped create language for. I created multiple certifications, appeared on over 30 podcasts. I helped launch an AI company. And that's all the stuff I can just even talk about. There's so much more that I can't even. Oh, and by the way, I took my whole family to Disneyland. If I pause for 2 seconds and look back on all the things that I accomplished this past year, it's so crazy to me that there are still sometimes this quiet whisper in my head that says, was it enough? Are you enough? Did you do enough? And today, what I want to talk about is redefining success before this new year defines it for you. We are starting a new year. And I want to invite you into something I call your Year of Enoughness. Now, when I say this, when I call this for me and for us a Year of Enoughness, what I'm not saying is that we're going to lower the bar. We are not going to shrink in our ambition. We are simply choosing a definition of success that does not cost us our humanity. Because here's the thing, most of us, if you're anything like me, were handed a definition of success so narrow that it barely fits human life. Brene Brown says you can either hustle for your worth or you can live into it. And most of us have been hustling without even realizing it in a way that has been trying to prove our worth for years, maybe even decades. We often measure success by the output and achievement and comparison, by how busy we look and how impressive our goals sounded at the holiday parties. But here's what I'm noticing in myself and in the leaders that I work with. Achievement without alignment feels like failure. You can hit the goal and still feel off. You can outperform your expectations and still feel empty. You can arrive somewhere you have been striving for and realize along the way you lost parts of who you are. That is not success. That is just survival with better branding. The shift I have been making in my own life is this. I want to think of success as alignment, not achievement. Mel Robbins says the most powerful thing you will ever do is choose what you focus on. And that is what redefining success really is all about, choosing a new focus. Success becomes about being aligned, not performative. Sustainable, not exhausting. Integrated, not compartmentalized. rooted, not reactive. Success becomes living in a way that feels honest and choosing work that aligns with your values and pursuing things that matter instead of things that only look impressive. This is where enoughness comes in. Enoughness is not the opposite of ambition. Enoughness is the container that protects ambition from consuming you. It is the moment you say, I refuse to measure my entire life by the parts that are loudest and most visible. I remember when I released my first book, Marketing Made Simple, which I co-wrote with Donald Miller. I had dreamed of being an author for years. And when the book was finally done, I thought I would feel proud. I thought I would be excited. And here I had been dreaming of this and working on it for so long. And instead of feeling proud, I felt anxious. I worried it wouldn't do well and that somehow this accomplishment didn't actually really count. And then the book came out and it actually did, on the grand scheme of things, incredibly well. It became a USA Today and Wall Street Journal bestseller. And I even ended up on the same list as Jessica Simpson, which of course was a lifetime goal. I got a plaque from the publisher celebrating hundreds of thousands of copies sold. And from the outside, everything looked like a win. But I still struggled to celebrate because none of it felt like enough. And if I'm being honest, none of it made me feel like I was enough. And I kept hearing this inner voice say things like, well, you were just a co-writer on it. It wasn't really your book. Or, yes, it was the USA Today and Wall Street Journal, but it wasn't the New York Times. How ridiculous is that? It took some time, but eventually I was able to pause and see what the book made possible. If I look at how I wanted to align my life with where I was spending my time, this book actually did it. The first thing is it helped thousands of business owners find clarity during the pandemic, during an unprecedented moment. I got to serve people in a really powerful way that helped them grow their business and stay connected with their family and keep their businesses alive. It also launched the Marketing Made Simple podcast, which really became it went around the world and became a top marketing podcast around the world. And I got to connect with so many of you. One of the funnest things is it opened the door to becoming an adjunct professor at Vanderbilt. I mean, the credibility of the book allowed me to step into those circles. The book had a ripple effect that I could never have imagined. And once I stopped long enough to take it all in, I finally felt the joy in it. But it was because I realized that releasing the book was not about the awards, not about the numbers. It was about alignment with my values. That moment really forced me to reevaluate how I measure success. Outward markers are fun. I'm not going to lie to you. It's very fun to be able to say that I'm a bestseller, but they are not the measure anymore for me. In fact, this year I wrote a screenplay. It's a story I have carried for 20 years, and I started and stopped it more times than I can count. But this year, I finally sat down and finished it. And you'll probably never see it. I have no idea what'll happen with it. It might never become a movie. It might never even land on a desk of someone who could make it happen. But I'm going to tell you something. I am so proud that I accomplished that because writing that screenplay was aligned with my values of creativity and joy. It reminded me that I want to create more than I consume, that I want to pursue things that make me feel alive, even if they've never come with awards or applause. Finishing that screenplay was success for me because it was aligned. And so I want to give you a simple framework that you can take into this year, something you can literally write down or use on a walk. I want you to ask yourself 3 questions. And these are 3 questions that redefine success. The first one is, what actually matters to me this year? I think that's a really powerful question. What actually matters to me this year? Not to my industry, not to the algorithm, not to the people I'm trying to impress, to me. What actually matters to me this year? This second question is really where you start leaning into alignment. And that is this: what will I no longer sacrifice to get there? Sleep, peace, relationships, creativity. This is where enoughness lives, in the boundaries you are brave enough to name. What are you no longer willing to give up? And third, what does success feel like, not just look like? Because plenty of people who are successful are miserable. I'll just be honest with you. And plenty of people who feel aligned are not flashy at all. This is your year of choosing what is true on the inside instead of what is rewarded on the outside. And here's why this matters, because there's a study from the University of Rochester that found that people who set goals based on intrinsic values, meaning, purpose, and growth and connection reported higher life satisfaction and lower stress than people who chased external validation. I think we know this intrinsically, but there is scientific proof to back it up. Because Harvard Business Review found that leaders who define success holistically experience resilience, clear decision-making, and deeper creativity. Success is not just a mindset shift, it's a biological one. Your nervous system knows the truth even when your calendar does not. So before we end, I want you to write down one sentence. This year, it will be enough for me to blank. Let me repeat that again. This year, it will be enough for me to blank. Just one thing. Doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be impressive, doesn't have to be Instagram ready, just honest. It can be something like, this year it will be enough for me to build something I am proud of. This year it will be enough for me to feel more present with my kids. This year it will be enough for me to make decisions from clarity instead of fear. Write it down, say it, put it somewhere you will see it every day. This is your compass. And so as you head into this new year, a year of enoughness, let me leave you with this. May you release the version of success that never fully fit you. May you choose a definition that feels like coming home instead of performing harder. May you remember that enoughness is not the ceiling, it is the foundation that lets you build bravely. And may you walk into the new year aligned and grounded and fully human. And may you discover that the life you're building from this place is more than enough. Because we believe you can be both ambitious and kind, fun and driven, powerful and deeply human. Your leadership can inspire, your success can have soul, your ambition can make space for everyone. That's why you're a Badass Softie. Happy 2026, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for listening. Follow and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. BadassSoftie.com is crafted by Fruitful Design and Strategy.